Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to another edition of Public Radio Tulsa's Live at Lunch series. I'm Ben Abrams, news anchor and reporter here at KWGS. Now, if you hear this kind of whirling sound in the background, excuse that. That is a siren test that happens every week here at the University of Tulsa campus. So please just try to ignore that if you can. I really want to talk to you guys today about an interesting story that I was covering last night, and it has to do with the intersection of faith and immigration, which is a topic that sometimes intersects, but not always. And that's that last night, Tulsa's faith communities gathered together in support of immigrants in our country. Now, All Souls Unitarian Church in Tulsa hosted this vigil amidst growing threats from the Trump administration and its deportation policies. This is a photo that I took last night of that vigil. You can see the attendees and as well as a choir and the different ministers up on the stage there. Now, this vigil was interfaith, meaning that it was led by ministers of several faith groups. Now, since it was hosted at All Souls Unitarian Church, Reverend Marlon Lavenhar, who's the senior minister at All Souls, I interviewed him before this vigil. He says that bringing religious leaders together like that sends a clear message to immigrant communities. Take a listen to what he has to say.
We want them to know we see them, we support them, and right now it's a difficult time in America to be an immigrant. People are being racially profiled, people are being deported, put in jail. We want the immigrant communities to know, the families and others, that the religious community stands with them.
Now, faith leaders across the country have been outspoken about President Donald Trump's policies, including a recent one that's been a bit of a controversial decision. Now, you might have seen in the news recently that the White House announced this fast-track refugee process for white South Africans who are known as Afrikaners to come to the U.S. Now, the administration says that these Afrikaners are being targeted by the South African government. That has to do with disputes over land, particularly agricultural land. But in response to this, the Episcopal Church has ended a nearly 4-decade-long refugee resettlement partnership with the federal government. Now, the church said that the White House's move was highly unusual and also discriminatory, and Reverend Lavenhar at All Souls agrees. Take a listen.
There's so many refugees in Africa, war-torn areas, folks who've been living in refugee camps for years looking for an opportunity to come to the United States, that all of a sudden there's this preferential treatment for Afrikaners from South Africa to come into the United States.
And you can find out more about this story right here on npr.org. This is also on our website, publicradiotulsa.org. The Episcopal Church refuses to resettle white Afrikaners, citing moral opposition. That's a big deal because the Episcopal Church has, like I said, for nearly 4 decades had this relationship with the federal government to resettle refugees. But these particular refugees from South Africa seem to be what they consider to be an unusual group when there are so many other refugees, for example, Afghans who have worked with the U.S. government, who they say deserve to come to the U.S. as well. Now, in addition to prayer, faith leaders were vocal about taking action at this vigil last night. They asked attendees to donate to El Centro, which is a community center in Tulsa that helps migrants with things like legal representation, with English classes, and that was a big part of this. They could donate either in the pews, like most churchgoers normally would, or with a QR code that was displayed up on screen. And just one more time, this is the vigil last night at All Souls Unitarian Church that I covered and that you'll be seeing shortly on our website, publicradiotulsa.org. So that is all for today's Live at Lunch. But before I go, quick plug, which I know I have been making before. If you'd like to know more about Public Radio Tulsa, if you'd like to stay connected with us, subscribe to our newsletters, and I'll show you how to do it right now. It's very quick, very simple. You go to publicradiotulsa.org, You see that PRT newsletter sidebar, you click sign up, and then you can scroll down here and you can either subscribe with a QR code that's right up there, or by inputting your email address and your name and what you would like to sign up for right here in this form. So thank you so much again for watching on your streaming platform of choice. My name is Ben Abrams. This has been Public Radio Tulsa's Live at Lunch. We're here every weekday throughout the month of May at noon, so make sure to tune in. Take care. Thank you.